Hello everyone, just a slight disclaimer as always before watching this video. This video is based off the Murder Drone series, concept art, and a handful of tweets, so the majority of this is just pure speculation, so take this video with a grain of salt. And if you want to help support my channel, remember to like and subscribe. Thank you! Murder Drone lore has gotten extensive in the past year, with more characters, more mysteries, and even more violence. But today we return to a certain theory. Absolute Solver. What is it? How did it start? And where does it end? Well, I can certainly tell you this. We aren't looking at the product of a rogue AI, but rather the product of a tyrannical company and its horrible business practices. A question about as old as this channel, what is the Absolute Solver? Well, the Absolute Solver is an infection with a very severe, mind-altering, and cannibalistic side effects. We know that the infection is spread via inheritance and is enhanced via contact with murder drone saliva. Its side effects can vary, as we see with Uzi and Doll. While both Uzi and Doll have telekinetic abilities related to the Blender engine, Uzi possesses a unique ghoul mutation that resembles an organic murder drone. We know what it is and what it's capable of, but where did it come from? Something that everyone seems to either ignore or skim over is this creature Uzi manifests in episode 4. I believe this creature to be the origin of the Absolute Solver, since not just the Absolute Solver, but other creepy drawings made by 101%ers reference it. From the inferences I made back in Theory 19, I believe that this was an alien species that lived in a sea of oil, due to it manifesting in a puddle of oil. Let alone, something I made a big deal about in Theory number 17, was why Doll didn't just copy and paste pots of oil for infinite oil. And well, maybe this is why. However, I believe that this species wasn't just alien, but an invasive parasite similar to Cordyceps. While The Last of Us is certainly a piece of fiction, Cordyceps is a very real, but instead of infecting humans, it infects living organisms such as insects. It'll affect its host's nervous system and send chemicals to their brains that compel him or her to move to better areas to which the fungi can grow. This allows its spores to spread and infect more insects, and the circle of life continues. Now let's look at the Absolute Solver. It infects its hosts, takes controls of their bodies to do questionable things, and then kills more worker drones or breeds them to make more workers that carry this infection. Both of them are similar in their aspects with a few minor changes. But is the Absolute Solver evil? Not necessarily, but it was forced into these conditions thanks to one corporate overlord, Jensen. Jensen, as we established, is a corrupted company overlord that specializes in mining out exoplanets for its resources. However, something I never thought about until now is Jensen's actual brand name,
JC Jensen in space.
It's finally hit me that Jensen wasn't SC Johnson or some company that came back from the future, but rather a company that specialized in mining out the Earth's resources. After it was gone, they moved to space. So that's what Jensen is, but why do I believe that they doomed humanity? Well, being a company that most likely didn't practice ethical business tactics, saw this planet as the cash grab of the year. They got to work sucking this planet dry of all its oil, completely ignoring what oil is and where it comes from. This drove the Solver species into extinction. And from what we're going off of, the humans were completely oblivious to this behind the safety of a glass barrier. This left the species in a desperate search for hosts to infect. And while I don't think they can infect humans, they would certainly infect the worker drones. Whether it be they spread their spores in the oil Jensen harvested, or they physically hijacked the workers' code, but they infected them to survive extinction. Like I've been theorizing for a bit now, Sin wasn't the first 101%er. Maybe she was the first that became this powerful, but certainly not the first worker to get the marionette treatment. As we see in the Zombie Drones VHS tape, we can see that worker drones have a 0.01% chance of waking up and a 0.7% chance of getting this hazardous mutation. But the fact that this is included in the official pie chart made by JC Jensen themselves wasn't them just joking around. It shows that they're aware that worker drones can reboot and that they can also have these hazardous mutations, meaning that Sin truly wasn't the first of her kind. However, this being included in the JC Jensen disassembly manual also screams something else. Company cover-ups. I originally theorized that JC Jensen had a massive callback to prevent any problems. However, as Cliff will rant in the comments below, this isn't the case. This is more JC Jensen neglecting this a large problem. While they would eventually start to experiment with the Absolute Solver to find a way to stop it, there were more prioritized making sure that the public never got a whiff of this impending danger. How, you may ask? Fines. A lot of expensive fines.
More than undead federal fine hazards.
As we know via the Zombie Drones VHS tape, people can be fined lots of money for improperly disassembling their worker drones. This means that JC Jensen couldn't care less about their customer safety. All they cared about was getting every penny out of them. But like all nasty stains you sweep under the carpet, they come back to bite you. And it cost humanity everything. This video will be divided into 2 parts, so expect part 2 to come out this week because this video was later than I really wanted it to be, which will focus on post-Sin and the Absolute Solver's master plan. I will also be covering Tessa yet again, but mainly to put an axe to a stupid theory that shares William Afton's inventory. Today's secret word will be hashtag JCJensenSucks. And now for the shoutouts. Shoutout to Cliff Robotnik, Otto von Bismarck-FC4VM, DCP3789, V Haunting in the comments, and indeed Serious Help 498. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to like and subscribe. Thank you!